I cannot believe this room is full at 10 in the fucking morning. Yes, we like guns. I like guns too. That has to do with this talk. How many people carry a gun on a regular basis? Law enforcement, Fed. No, you're probably just fucking, citizens in a free country. So one big hand for friggin' still having some freedoms in this country. So really fast, Dallas went through it, and, you guys, a lot of you bump into me, and I love seeing you every single year. Who am I? I drink stuff, I sing really loud, I go to a lot of cons. If you've seen me at others, please, just come over and say, hey, you didn't do that talk that time. Do this talk over here. That was fun. Come to our place. I'll probably show up. Who's going to DerbyCon coming up? Yes. All the new ones that keep coming out support the smaller cons. We get together for DEF CON every year. Big ones, small ones, everything in between. They're all wonderful, and you should all go. I also like guns. I like really big guns. Let's be honest, I like all guns. I'm not a discriminatory person with guns. I like guns and I like locks. So I said, sometimes those of us who have guns in our daily lives, it involves locks. We have to lock up our guns. And we've talked a lot in the past about, really nice locks. And what is a good lock? I have alloy locks on this and that and the other, and I have this Sargent & Greenleaf safe. But what about, shitty locks plus guns? Which is, you'd think a bad idea. But a lot of us do involve, really crappy locks in our gun culture in ways that are usually unintended, and that's what this talk is going to try to address. If you've ever, looked through any firearm, brochures about safety and, guns must be stored carefully, they'll tell you in almost every pamphlet, all gun storage devices that you buy, right off the shelf, these are not, safes. These are not security devices. These are to prevent, your toddler from NDing into the fucking carpet when you're not home. These are not to prevent thieves and criminals and even, I would say, curious teenagers. And if you understand that, and if you see why and how a lot of these things are made, with the quality that goes into them, most of these are just shipped out for $1. And how many people get a lock free when you buy a gun in your state, right? Do you think that's going to be a good lock? No, it's just trying to comply with some policy that a politician made. So, of course, it's going to be a cheap piece of shit. These little cable locks, I don't even know how many of them. I threw the keys away long ago. We still use them, when we're driving through Jersey and stuff. We just kind of pick it open, put it around the gun, and pick it when we get home, just whatever. Yeah, come on, honey, I love you, but your people don't make some of the best stuff. Yeah, these things, you can really blow through all these locks pretty efficiently and pretty quickly. Here we have a couple just, basic off-the-shelf samples. And, here's a little knockoff, whatever, cable lock. Let's see. All right, go ahead and put the wrench in. We're going to have these in the village if you want to play with these or in the Q&A room. And, you got to put your tools in and, okay. Oh, oops, okay, sorry, that's open. Yeah, maybe a toddler with no motor control couldn't do that. But I'm pretty sure a 5-year-old could. I love my Mossberg shotguns. They ship with a genuine Mossberg lock. The Swedes do not put as much engineering into their locks as they do into their shotguns. This takes a little bit longer. I think this took about 3 seconds to pick. Most of these are first take videos that I just kind of knocked together really wobbly, so pardon the awful camera footage. Say, let's see, can I get it? I don't know. I got to rake it a couple more times. Maybe, no, I don't know if it's not going to open. Maybe it's too strong. No, I don't think that's a problem. That's open. So, yeah, these locks, they're fine if you want to just comply with the law. I'm down with complying with most gun laws. But understand their purpose. Understand what these are for. Understand that these are not high security devices by any stretch. Trigger locks, the little just, I'm going to clamp it on. My very first DEF CON talk was way back, what was it, DEF CON 13? How many people have been coming since 13? How many people have come since before 13? How many people is this your first DEF CON? What do you think so far? Very cool. Yeah, we had one of these on stage, and we had, I think Agent X and Priest verifying that we weren't going to blow anything up on stage. Let me see if we have some footage. Ooh, PowerPoint slowdown. So yeah, one of the first bypass tools, I kind of made my own, stuff. I made out of a piece of long fish tape wire and just made a hook. Almost all of these locks, these little two-sided, clamp it on, snap it in, trigger locks, they are just a little set of teeth. And those teeth have to engage with one side and the other side. Maybe going to play? Well, I'll just keep talking and hopefully it starts playing. Those little teeth just engage with one another on each side with like a spring-loaded mechanism. So one spring-loaded set of teeth, another spring-loaded set of teeth. Come on, you son of a bitch. Let's try it one more time. And if not, fuck it, it's really a boring video. It's just me shoving a giant hook. There we go. Just shoving a giant hook in, finding the spring-loaded teeth, and pulling. I'm pretty sure that somebody put a video online of like a 10-year-old kid doing this. I hope it was a responsible kid. You don't want to just say, here, I'm going to teach you something just for this video, but don't ever do it again. So yeah, one half of the lock, other half of the lock, and it just kind of snaps in, finds its little sweet spot, center it down a little more, try to get it to snap in. If you've ever used one of these, I mean, they're really sloppy. They don't really hold very well. You could still just pull on them half the time and discharge around. But here's my special tool made for, 7 cents and a broken piece of fish tape. Oh, where's the springs? There's the springs. Blanc. Yeah. Again, fine product if you want to just comply with some, Massachusetts politician. Not a great thing if, you're doing prisoner transport and you're going to put this pistol next to the lock. Oh, he can't get my guns. Nobody's dumb enough to do that, right? Okay. I don't know. There could be like TSA in the audience. Those are pretty dumb law enforcement folk. We're not talking, though, about little trigger guards for them. We're not talking about, in this talk, little things that kind of just bolt onto the gun. We're talking about enclosures that you put your gun in, cabinets, lock boxes, etc. Some cabinets are pretty crappy. If you look really closely, I mean, how many people have been in the Lockpick Village or any of our lockpick trainings? What kind of lock is this? Wafer lock. Is a wafer lock a very good lock? No, it is not. It's a filing cabinet lock. So yeah, some things, they're just awful. Some things are nice. This is a proper gun safe. This is, a big wheel, dial it in. Some of them use electronic keypads, but either or, however fancy you get them, you can look and see if you have a nice lock. Anybody tell me what this little S&G logo, who is that? Sergeant and Greenleaf. Whether you have a big dial lock, oftentimes you're going to see that name, the S&G logo around. That's a nice safe. That is also not really the topic of this talk. We're not talking about good big gun safes. I'm talking about the ones that you just spot in, sporting goods stores. Things that you're like, oh, I've got a daily carry. I come home at the end of the day, take my gun off, go over to the bookshelf, boop, 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 open something up, drop it in. Those kind of lock boxes are what we are going to focus on right now. And they are a whole lot of fun. This is not one of those, by the way. This is a Sentry safe. This is a fire safe. Does anybody have any idea whether or not this is a very robust mechanism? No, it is not. Yes, somebody said screwdriver, someone else said jiggler. I have seen people use these to lock up their daily carry gun at the end of the day. I don't know why. I wouldn't recommend it. A lot of these products that I saw in this one aisle, because I was just walking through Cabela's one day, they were so, I bought a bunch of stuff, and we're going to play with a bunch of stuff. Some of these were so bad, I just didn't, take them. I was like, all right, I can make some fucking footage of that right here. The Secure It. Oh, okay. Let's see what kind of lock is this? Wafer lock. Yeah, that was open pretty easily right there. I'm like, no, I don't need any help. I don't think I'm going to buy this one. Thank you. But let's talk about some really nicer. Let's talk about some mid-range. You're not going to just buy it in a crappy Kmart kind of safes. I really want to give a big hand to the guy who runs Center of Mass. He actually saw a lecture of mine, and he said, oh, man, I saw that tubular lock thing, and it really freaked me out because some of my products use that. Can you evaluate some? And I was like, I guess I could. Do you want to talk to the manufacturer? He's like, yeah. So I talked to the manufacturer. They're not interested at all in having these evaluated. So you can't have them for free, from them, but I'll send them to you at cost. So he was a really awesome guy. I don't like to, shill for anybody, but, Center of Mass gave me these for pretty damn cheap. So I love those guys for that. This is one that he gave me. He gave me the MicroVault. We're going to look at 3 of their most popular products. MicroVault, it's a nice little device. It's got little, keypads with the fingers. You punch in a code, the idea you can feel where your fingers are, like if it's under a desk, if you're doing the bail bondsman thing, where you're like, I got the gun, and you didn't see it. Says right in the manual, ooh, guns are bad, guns are dangerous, they can kill people, and this is not a security device. That's pretty true. Because why? In addition to the bio, fingerprinty thing, it's not a fingerprint reader, it's just a finger pad, It also has a lock. Almost all these safes have lock, override, mechanical locks. What kind of lock is that? Tubular lock. Is tubular lock really great lock? Not exactly, no. Maybe it's better than a wafer lock, but it's not much better. So here we are. We're saying, all right, here's our tubular lock. Let's see what we can do with this. Whoops. Okay, that took a little longer than the, Mossberg cable, I guess. Yeah, so always clear and make safe. If anyone wants to try this, we're going to let you try some of this. And in the next frame, I do rack out the round of the other H&K, so I'm not being irresponsible. But yeah, tubular pick. Has anyone tried tubular picking? Does anyone want to try tubular picking? All right, I see some hands in the front. We're going to manage this the best we can. Tubular picking is really neat. We have tubular picks that you can play with or pick up from us in the village and in the vendor area with Tool. If you've never tried it, it is that simple. And some of our folk are going to help you out. Sort of orderly. Just try to come up here. If you want to kneel down in the front, you can try a tubular pick on the micro vault right here. If you want to give it a whirl, it's really simple. We'll show you how to use the tool. Or don't crowd all around. We'll come play in the village later. We've got a lot of these. If you do, hopefully this doesn't fuck the crowd up, if you do come and try to open any of our locks, there are rewards inside of all these gun safes this morning. So I would encourage you to, be a little bit bold. What's up, Marfet? Hey, man. So yeah, just orderly on the side over there, and we'll see who gets some free drinks or free snacks. There are other things inside of this, case. Once I opened it up, I started to poke around and see what else was going on. I wanted to see beyond that mechanism. I said, there is a ribbon cable. I wonder if I can try to tap into that and do funny things. No, it's just, it's 4 wires and a ground. It's the 4 buttons. The mechanism that actually locks all this up, the electronic, the triggered mechanism, is pretty weak, but I was not able to, bump slam it open. I'll show you some more footage here. It's a little, spring-loaded clip, and the rear piece just has to be pulled down. So here's the actual mechanism. Just there, it's latched. Doesn't want to move. And there's a little bar in the back that gets pulled down by the tailpiece, and that releases it. You'll see it from another angle here. So there, now okay. You can, of course, try to reach in and stick something in, and I tried to find all kind of little crevices and cracks, trying to find a way to slip a tool into it when it's locked, just to hit that override bar at the back. Wasn't really able to do that successfully. I mean, this is, obviously, it's sheet metal. You could bend the fuck out of it. But if you're going to bend it all up, just break it open and take the guns that way. You're not going to easily just covertly stick, let's say, a paper clip into it and trigger that. But can everybody see the tailpiece? It's a pretty simple mechanism, just making that release. So I started trying to say, well, if I can't do that, can I mess with any of the controls? Can I turn off, can I enroll new users? Can I delete the user database and blank it out so it just starts opening? And I tried to reach in and hit those buttons. I tried it with beer can metal. I tried all kind of shims. I wasn't able to do any of that. I just kept crumpling it up. I thought maybe, these little sensors on the side, it detects when it's shut, because you shouldn't be able to program a safe when it's shut, right? That doesn't make any sense. No, those are just little spring-loaded, there's a cable here, but that's not it. This is a little spring just helping the lid to pop open. So those aren't like reed switches. But even so, I wasn't able to get my shims in. I just bent them all up, and I made a lot of forensic evidence when I tried. So if you have one of these safes and you suddenly get a whole bunch of scratches near one of your buttons, I don't know, maybe I was in your house trying to fuck around and take your 1911. But overall, not a bad safe. The overall design is kind of sound. I like that it